There we go. All right, welcome. I'm going to give you 10 simple steps or tricks or secrets to burning fat on a plant-based diet. All right, tip number one is reducing your calorie intake. There's lots of different apps out there you can track your calories on. I would say go below maintenance. Oh, almost lost the camera. Yeah, you want to reduce your calories by about 200 to 500 per day below your maintenance level. To work it out, you can use different apps, online calculators. I personally don't like to do that because it's too in depth and how many calories is in here? It's not for me. How I do it is just eating enough to feel satisfied but not full. So I eat until the point where I feel like I could eat a bit more, but then I don't. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is manipulating the hormone insulin. It sounds very scientific, but it's not. It's quite simple. Basically, insulin is the hormone which is responsible for fat loss. So when your glucose levels are low, the hormone insulin is suppressed and your body will start to use the fat reserves on your body as energy. So to keep insulin low, you need to eat foods that are low in glycemic index, that don't spike your insulin basically. Foods like olives, avocados, kidney beans, chickpeas have a low glycemic index. Seeds and nuts, also oats and tofu. Vegetables, pretty much all vegetables except for corn won't spike your insulin too high. So kale, broccoli, spinach, all the vegetables you can think of. Foods that are high in glycemic index are foods like fruits. You don't have to cut them out completely, but just you might want to reduce them. Foods like potatoes, beans spike your insulin, not the two that I mentioned, not kidney beans and chickpeas, berries, corn, and all processed sugars and fried foods like chips and crisps and stuff like that will spike insulin. So stay away from those, and you want to eat foods that are low, that have a low glycemic index. Yeah? Tip number three is don't snack in between your meals, because when you snack in between your meals, going back to point two, you're gonna spike your insulin. So if you just eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, just stick to that. But you just want to avoid snacking. If you wake up in the morning, you don't feel hungry, go a bit longer before breakfast or skip breakfast. This is known as intermittent fasting. I do it. It's really, really beneficial for fat loss, also for long-term health. Give it a try. Basically, you go a longer period of not eating, fasting, and then you have a shorter period of where you eat your food, eating window. If you feel hungry between your meals, maybe add more food to your dinner or your breakfast. Add more fats like avocado, nuts, stuff like that, seeds. They help you feel fuller, longer. Tip number four is make sure you get enough sleep, because when you're lacking in sleep, hormones such as leptin and ghrelin are increased, and these hormones are responsible for your appetite and keep you responsible for the feeling of satiation. If they're increased, you're never going to feel satisfied with the food. You're always going to want to eat more, and your appetite will be increased. So make sure you get enough sleep, at least 8 hours. Yeah. Tip number five is drink enough water. You've probably heard this 1,000 times, but yeah, it's very important. Your body's made up of like 7% water. Drinking lots of water helps, flush out the system. Drink enough water. Stay hydrated. Tip number 6 is lift weights or your body weight. By lifting weights, you're stimulating muscle growth and you're using up calories, and by putting on lean muscle, your metabolism is increased and you're going to burn more calories. Tip number 7 is cardio. HIIT cardio. I prefer to do HIIT cardio, where I might do an intense exercise for 30 seconds and then I'll rest 10 seconds and just repeat that 10 to 15 times and just get it out of the way. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, done. Lost ya. Tip number 8 is track everything. Basically, what I mean by this is at the start of the week, take your measurements, your chest, your waist measurements, your weight, and then write down everything you eat throughout the week, how much you drink, how much you slept, what exercise you done, and then at the start of the next week, take your weight and measurements again, and if they've gone up or down, you want to adjust your food intake accordingly, or you might want to up your exercise. That's the benefit of tracking everything. It works great, and it's a lot easier than counting calories. Step number 9 is do the exercise that you enjoy. There's no point going gym if you don't like going to the gym. So do stuff, you know, if you like playing football, do football. If you like going on walks, do that. If you like jogging, you like doing HIIT cardio, calisthenics, if you like doing that, do an exercise that you can stick with, because fitness isn't, you know, a trend. It's not something you do just one off. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. And if you pick something that you enjoy, then you know you're gonna stick with it. And adherence and consistency is the most important thing when it comes to your health. Step number 10 is just chill out, relax. If you're so obsessed about your certain body fat percentage or how many calories am I intaking, it is gonna be, you're not gonna enjoy it. So just relax, find peace with it, and take it step by step. You know, it's a journey. As cliche as that sounds, it is a journey, and you know, it's for life. And you know, you'll get there, just step by step. Yeah. All right. I hope that helps. Peace and love, and make some gains.